Welcome to the brand new Draymond Green Show YouTube channel. Hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our content. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Draymond Green Show. I told you all that Team USA would beat Brazil by 35, and we love the Brazilians, so it sucks that it had to be them. It's been a while since Team USA and the Brazilians have met in an Olympic game. But we love the Brazilians, so it really sucks that it had to be the Brazilians. But it happened. 35-point win. Team USA are headed to the semifinals. We will talk about that. We will talk about France. France took down Canada, and we must talk about that game because that one is just some interesting things coming out of that game. And so we're going to get into that. We're also going to get into Serbia coming back on Australia. Australia fell into medal after medaling in the 2020 games that happened in 2021. They medaled for the first time, I think, in the history of the country. Failing to do that this time around, Serbia walked them boys down. So we will get into that. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about who I think is the second best team in the field. They say Wendy thinks a little differently. Wendy says Wendy thinks a little differently. But who I think is the second best team in the field, who is the biggest threat to Team USA, although there is no threat to Team USA, but if you had to make a biggest threat, then you'd say them. There is no threat. We'll get into that. And then also 3-on-3 because I'm just a little confused by the 3-on-3 stuff.
Hey, are you not playing best ball at DraftKings? My opinion, you're missing out. DraftKings Best Ball Millionaire Contest is their biggest fantasy contest ever, and that's saying something. They're taking $15 million and putting it into the prize pool. $15 million. 2 millionaires, not one, two, will be crowned each week. Still not convinced? Check this out. DraftKings offering everybody a draft one, get one special. Your $20 entry fee, and that's all it costs to get involved, $20. This is really nice. Gives you a bonus ticket. Get in on the best ball action. Download the DraftKings app. Takes 90 seconds. Use the code Colin, C-O-L-I-N. All customers who enter the NFL Best Ball $15 million millionaire contest get a bonus ticket and get a shot at being crowned one of 2 millionaires, only on DraftKings.
So let's get into it. We got to talk about the most exciting team, the only team that ultimately matters when it boils down to it. I mean, I take that back. I'm sorry. It does matter because like when Usain Bolt was running, everybody else is fighting for a silver and bronze medal. And that is absolutely incredible. When Usain ran, we all knew, like, all right, the most interesting part of the race was like, is Usain going to take it serious enough to break the record? Or who's coming in second and third place? That's what you're looking for. And that's kind of what we're looking for in basketball these days. Like, there was all this talk of like, oh man, like other countries are catching up to the USA in basketball. And it just does not quite seem that way. It actually seems total opposite. It actually seems like it's growing even further apart. Team USA is even better. And so that's kind of where we are. Shout out to KD. KD became the all-time leading scorer in basketball in Team USA history, passing Lisa Leslie. Shout out to the OG Lisa Leslie. That just, by the way, for those of you out there that don't understand who Lisa Leslie is or how dominant Lisa Leslie was, podcast, Draymond Green Show podcast guest, by the way. But for those of you that don't quite understand who Lisa Leslie is, Diana Taurasi is playing in her 6th Olympic Games. And Diana Taurasi, as long as she's playing basketball, has been and will always be a bucket. No question. Kevin Durant for all time just passed Lisa Leslie. That's how good, that's how dominant Lisa Leslie was. And so for those of you youngins out there that that needed that lesson, there you are. And for those of you that just are out there not hip to Lisa Leslie, that's crazy. But shout out to KD. That man is the all-time leading scorer, all-time leading rebounder in Team USA history. And it makes sense because we know he is one of the greatest scorers to ever play this game. And dude loved playing basketball, so he's always played. And we all know how serious he takes the game. So shout out to him. D-Book led everybody in scoring with 18 points, which makes it 4 games, 4 different scorers, 4 different leading scorers. Why is that interesting? That's interesting because this is the exact reason why I say no other country has a chance. Like, Team USA is, all things considered, 20 points better than any other country out there. All things being considered. And so this is why no other team has a chance, because it's the 4th person. Like, by the way, if we played 12 games, 12 guys could lead Team USA in scoring. And you're just not going to get that. So, like, Serbia's up next. We played them once before and twice if you include the exhibition games. But thing was, Joker was great. He was incredible. Problem is, everybody else isn't. And so you can't beat USA. Like, you can't beat Team USA. And so now having the 4th leading scorer, by the way, Book role on this team is not to score. I mean, it's to catch and shoot. That's it. Defend. If you got to catch and sweep, drive, drop it off, kick it. But the offense by no means is built around Book. There's not. With the exception of Luka, there's not another pure scorer from any country as a guard better than D-Book. Not from another country. So that's why you're not going to beat Team USA. It's not happening. It's not coming close. And, so look at that. Now, Serbia comes back on Australia. Patty Mills, I told y'all about Patty Mills, man. Patty Mills and FIBA. Y'all realize Patty Mills couldn't get off the bench on like 3 different teams this year. Patty Mills in FIBA is one of the best players I've ever seen. It's crazy. And he almost willed them, and they got walked down, though. Turnovers have been an issue for Australia the whole tournament. They had a couple turnovers down the stretch. Giddy, I think, struggles with that. I know this to be certain from the NBA, but also FIBA's even a little different. Shout out to Charlie. Giddy struggles with, like, the point guards picking you up full every time. Like, and he flipped it at the end of the game. And Australia's headed home, and Serbia's headed to meet Team USA. Now let's get into it. Wendy talking about Serbia is the biggest threat to Team USA. Stop it.
Serbia is still the biggest threat to the U.S. And I know it's a tough sell because you'd say, well, they just beat them by 26. The only thing I can say about it is that both times the U.S. played Serbia, they've been red hot from 3-point range. Red hot. When the U.S. plays Serbia, it's an uncomfortable style of game.
And here's why that don't work. That doesn't work because they have Joker, no question. They don't have a guard that can compete with Tyrese Halliburton. That is zero disrespect to Tyrese Halliburton, but Tyrese Halliburton has been the guard out of the rotation in Team USA. Tyrese Halliburton is an all-star guard, now 2-time all-star. He's going to continue to be an all-star. And Tyrese Halliburton is working, soon to be one-time gold medalist, is working on building a Hall of Fame resume. That is currently the trajectory of his career. If he continues to do what he's doing, I have no doubt that he's going to continue to put the numbers up that he's doing, get the all-stars, and all of the things, maybe be on Team USA again in 2028. He's the guard out of the rotation. That's the only reason I use Tyrese Halliburton in. He's the guard out of the rotation. With the exception of Team USA and Shea, probably the best guard in the Olympics outside of Team USA and Shea. So again, Serbia, if Serbia had Hallie, it'd be a different story. They could compete more. But they don't have the guard play. They don't have the play around Joker to be able to compete with Team USA. And by the way, Joker, they were, I think, even when Joker was on the court. It ain't going to even be that way. Because now Team USA locked in. That's the first game of the Olympics. Coming out the gate, that's always an adjustment. It ain't going to even be that way. And that's no knock to Joker. But them guys around him, it ain't going to do it. No chance. So there's that. Wendy, I totally disagree with you, actually, because the next best team in the Olympics is Germany. They're the second best team. The gap between number 1 and 2 is very significant, but 1 and 2 is Team USA and then Germany. Y'all wanted to give it to Canada, but the reality is, I told y'all about Canada, and we'll get back into it. Y'all wanted to give that to Canada, but they don't have the continuity that the Germanys have, that these guys have been playing together for 10 years. Canada just now coming, but they still don't have the level of talent Canada still doesn't have the level of talent that Team USA has. So the problem that they have is coming together a few weeks before like Team USA do. That's never going to work. It's never going to work. They depend a little bit more upon Dylan Brooks scoring. He had 2 points. Jamal Murray didn't have a great Olympics at all. Jamal Murray is an elite player. If Canada's going to compete on a level with Team USA, Jamal Murray has to be playing at an elite level. So I'm only saying these things to really try to help y'all understand. Like, stop the noise. Like, stop trying to compare people to the United States of America in basketball. And stop trying to make it like these teams can compete with Team USA. They can't. And Team USA is getting away with a lot of stuff. Like, I still don't understand the rotations. The only thing I understand about the rotation is that KD, AD, Bam, and Anthony Edwards are going to play together. And to me, I think the one way to explain the rotations are they want those 4 players together. And so when you look at like Joel in the lineup, they're out the lineup and like the different things, that's also a byproduct of those 4 guys being together. To me, in watching, it feels like, and Joel played a lot better, by the way, today. Like in the last 2 games, he's starting to find his way. But I think it's a big adjustment for him. Like, he finding his way now. He learning how to play a role. And since Joel been playing basketball, I'm not sure, except for when the video of the Mount Verde where he was under the rim and threw it. I don't think he's ever played a role outside of the role that he plays. And so I think he's starting to make that adjustment now and learning how to play that role. And now he's looking a lot better and fitting into Team USA. But he was kind of on the verge of being all the way out, which the one game we did see that. And however, I think one of the things that kept him in was they didn't want to split up AD and Bam. And now he's found it, and Joel finding it. That's great for us. However, but then he didn't play in the second half. So I don't get it. A little confused about the rotation. But anyway, in saying that, then JT didn't play like the first 14 minutes of the game, or 15 or 13, 14 minutes. And then he did. So I'm just a little confused by the rotations, but nonetheless, even in not figuring that out, no one's within 20 points as good as Team USA. And so that's interesting. So in moving to the other side of the bracket, obviously we hit on Germany a little bit, but France. Very interesting game for France. Joel Embiid coming out of the lineup on Team USA, it's crazy, right? But I get it. Anybody coming out of the lineup on Team USA is actually crazy, but I do understand, everybody can't play, so I get it. But, to be taken out of the lineup on any other team in the Olympics as an NBA player, not named Team USA, is kind of crazy. And France had a very interesting plot twist going on. Big Rudy Gobert said he had surgery on his finger or something. It ain't going well or something. Surgery on his finger. France's coach said he thought the matchups was an issue. And so Rudy didn't start because of the matchups. According to Rudy, it's because of his finger. We don't know what's true. I don't think we have any reason to believe Rudy's lying, except for the coach saying that it was for matchups. And in turn, the coach saying it was for matchups, Yabusele, who was drafted by the Boston Celtics, who also gave us in game one when we played them the first time in 2021 in Tokyo, he got off a little bit. When we played them in the gold medal game, we shut that water off. But he can play, and he physical, heavy. And I told y'all, Canada they ain't had no bigs. In FIBA, you need some bigs. And by the way, they don't have to be these big, clunky bigs that everybody be having, because in 2020, me and Bam held it down. But you need bigs that know how to play the position, that know how to protect the rim, that know how to hold it down, that know how to box out. JaVale also played a role. Canada don't have that. And in turn, Yabusele gave them problems because the matchup was better. I mean, at least France's coach says the matchup is better. So Yabusele got off, and quite frankly, their coach said the matchups was better. The proof's in the pudding, but we don't know who's lying. I'm gonna mess this name up, but Lesort, he also played well. The matchup was probably a little bit better. And in the 3 minutes that Rudy checked in, Shea started getting off. That's when it started to turn the corner for Shea. And then he came back out, and I think his finger was messed up. So we don't know quite what's coming out of the French national team side. Seems like a little bit of a misunderstanding. Nonetheless, the guys that were supposedly better as far as a matchup, they got off, and France is moving on. And now they're moving on to play Germany. And Wemby had a rough night. But because coach knew that the bruisers would get off and the matchups were a little bit better for them, Wemby's bad night didn't matter. Coach actually probably didn't expect Wemby to have a great night because he knew Dwight Powell is a little strong and he's a little physical. Wemby's still figuring out the FIBA play too because it's more physical. So he's figuring that out. So coach probably didn't expect Wemby to play great. But coach said, I can't have both of my bigs not playing great. And, well, you decide who got to go. I know who I'd pick, but I'll leave it to you to pick who got to come out. And the adjustments work. And now they're to face Germany, in which Germany has the better wings. Germany has the better guard and more experience. Dennis Schroeder, if y'all have not watched Dennis Schroeder in the Olympics and FIBA play, Dennis Schroeder get whatever he wants. He's in total control of the game, and now Franz Wagner is playing at a totally different level. And by the way, if you've never seen Dennis Schroeder, Dennis Schroeder is one of those guys that give guys confidence, so Fran even turned it up more. Mo Wagner plays a huge role off the bench. I just don't think France have enough to beat Germany. And Germany's the second best team in the Olympics, in my opinion. And so that's what I got happening. I got USA will beat Serbia by 22 points. And Germany will beat France by 6 or 7 points. And then it's time for the gold medal game. And Team USA will walk victorious with another gold medal, our 5th gold medal in a row. And everything's happening in the world the way we thought it would, the way we thought it should, and we're moving on. But speaking of Team USA basketball, I could not help but watch the other day our 3-on-3 team, and I'm so baffled why are not young NBA players on the 3-on-3 team? Like, guys that, A, has not gotten an opportunity to play on the national team yet, or B, guys that may never get the opportunity to play on the national team. I don't understand why they're not playing because, by the way, say you play 3-on-3 and you great and you do that 3-4 times, you become a 3-on-3 legend in the Olympics. And like, who doesn't want to be a legend? It don't always have to be, it ain't going to be the Olympics for everybody. Excuse me, the national team for everybody. It ain't going to be that way for everybody. So if you can get in that 3-on-3, I don't understand why we don't have NBA players playing in that and dominating that as well. It's basketball. Those guys stay in the same hotel we stay in. It's Team USA basketball. So it's basketball. We should be dominating it. So it's crazy because the other day I was sitting here and I just thought about some young guys, that 3-on-3 team that I would put together to dominate. And Naz Reid, animal. Naz Reid would destroy them dudes. Naz Reid guys fits in the league. Everybody. Naz Reid, Jalen Green. You got Naz Reid, you got Jalen Green. You got like big Kevin Durant. And then a fourth, I think he's above. Well, here's the thing. Number one, again, this is about building a resume. However, I think he's on his way to being a superstar, and he'll probably be on the next Team USA, Tyrese Maxey. But like, imagine Maxey in that, get his first gold medal. It's maybe a year late in Maxey's development, depending on how serious everyone takes it. But in 2021, I watched Kelsey Plum on that team. I watched Jackie Young on that team. They went and won a gold medal. So when they win this gold medal, this ain't going to be their first gold medal. This is going to be their first national team gold medal. But they could already walk around, I'm an Olympic gold medalist. Special. It's special. So I can't understand for the life of me how that 3-on-3 team was the team that we ended up with. I am baffled. Shout out to the ladies, 3-on-3 team winning the bronze medal. I'm going to need them to go get that gold in LA, but shout out to the ladies. I think it's amazing. Bronze medal, incredible. We got to get gold in LA, though. And then let's get some NBA players on this 3-on-3 team in LA. So I can tell you what, you would have called me in 2015, before 2000, I would have been on there. Crazy. I can get an Olympic gold medal. So that got to be fixed. Got to be fixed. Sean Ford, we need it fixed, big dog. We got to get the pros on that 3-on-3 team. And I hope these guys understand, man, you better go get your Olympic gold medal. Because I tell you what, next show I'm going to have both of them on y'all. I tell you what, man, it ain't nothing. The feeling at this thing, every time I pick this thing, it reproduces some crazy feeling that I have. I promise you. Go get you one. And if it's 3-on-3, so go dominate them dudes. maybe you do it 3 or 4 times and like you're the legend in that. Because by the way, we all grew up playing 3-on-3. And like you wanted to dominate, so why not? So we got to fix that, Team USA. We got to fix it. Los Angeles, we got to win 3-on-3. In other news, as we wrap up speaking about Team USA taking home the gold medal, Shams is reporting that Lauri Markkanen is about to sign a huge contract with the Utah Jazz, making him untradeable for the next year and signing that big extension. I think that's great for the Utah Jazz. There was a lot of talk that they were going to move him. Danny Ainge is always up to something. I don't know. But shout out to Lauri, man. Get your bag. Love to see guys get paid. And moving on in sports media, because that has been talk, and it keep popping up in my Instagram algorithm. Like why y'all don't keep showing me that? I don't want to keep seeing that. No, but shout out to Lauri, man. Haven't quite signed the contract yet. Maybe that was a bluff. Who knows? But if he does sign it, shout out to him. I love to see guys get paid. That's a wrap from this episode of the Draymond Green Show. We will chop it up again after USA earn their spot in the gold medal game. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Gabby Thomas, taking gold in the 200-meter final, gold medal. Amazing to see. Her stride was crazy. She came out that 200 and opened up. They couldn't keep up. Also, shout out to Brittany Brown, taking the bronze medal home. Just short will at the end of that race to get over and taking the medal home. Shout out to all the gold medalists, silver medalists, bronze medalists from America. That's what we care about. That's what we love. Until next time, that's a wrap. Go USA. Peace.